So in the process of shooting this video, oh, that joint, I lost my case to my DJI Osmo mobile lens on my car and drove off, and all my stuff is left in there. Zach just grabbed it out of the street. Is it broken?
Indy Jones, back with a trendy flow. I'm still trying to find my voice in this here scenario. Here we go.
So on this ultimate camera shootout, we wanted to give you some different options and ideas of what these different cameras look like. I got Zach Srazzo here. He's kind of the video guy. He knows way more about cameras. We're comparing all these different cameras, daytime, low light, which is important. We have the 7D Mark II, which I've had this camera the longest. We have my iPhone 7 Plus. We have Zach's Sony A6500.
A6500.
The GoPro Black Edition.
GoPro Hero 5.
And we are shooting this on a Canon 70D, which we've had to reshoot this video. This is our third time shooting this video. We were really gassed up about this daggone screen that I've been looking into, and the screen keeps failing us.
Well, we keep choosing the wrong focus point. So every time we would focus on the monitor,
like he could be out of focus right now. We don't know it. So we reshot this at a third time shooting it, and
this is the one. This
is the one, hopefully. And we try to keep the lens consistent. This is being shot on a
Sigma 18-35 f1.8, and so we shot that on the A6500, 7D, and 70D. It is an $800 lens, so it's not in the consumer budget range, I would say.
Yep.
But we want to like show what these cameras could do on all the same lens.
That's a fact. Now, what is your overall impression of all the footage that we've gotten? Considering that the GoPro and the iPhone was on the gimbal, these were handheld. What's your impression as you kind of peeked at the footage earlier?
I would say for people getting into filmmaking, Sony A6500 is the all-around best camera for, I would say, people that want the little bit more prosumer video features.
Right.
And that's what they're primarily doing. But I would say all-around best camera for like an artist who wants to cover their bases for YouTube or social media or videos, pictures, all that, and are kind of just doing it themselves.
Right.
The Canon 70D. Canon.
Now, why the Canon 70D?
I would say Canon 70D because it's got the flip-out screen, so when you're shooting stuff by yourself, you can always monitor your image. That's very important. It's like $800, $700, so decent price range. You get this lens. This is 10 to 18 Canon lens. It's a nice wide angle that you can use for vlogging and that sort of thing. The Canon 10 to 18 is $200. So this plus
that's only $200?
Yeah. So the Canon, so this lens with the Canon 70D is going to be around $900, $1,000 for a whole entire package, which is pretty good.
Yeah, and that's what I do all my YouTube videos on, is this Canon 70D with that lens and a Rode microphone, and I got one light on right now and some other lights.
So the Sony A6500 is $1,300, so it's a little bit more in the prosumer market, but you have the most bang for your buck. So on the Canon cameras, you're not getting 4K and you're not getting 120 frames, which is super slow motion. So you get that all on here. And it's pretty much, I think, one of the cheapest cameras that has those features. So, and this is what I shoot all the King's Dream music videos on, and all the photos that I shoot for Ruslan or any of the King's Dream artists, Jet or John Keith. So definitely my go-to filmmaking camera.
What about this GoPro? What would you use this for?
GoPro, it's cool. It's a small little camera, but to me, and I think to anyone that is looking for a starter out camera, an all-around good camera, this is not your camera. This is more of a tool. So like
it's a utility.
Yeah, it's a utility. Like oh, I already have my main camera, and now I want something that can go in the water, that can get cool action shots, get in weird places, and it's like it's an extra. So as a main camera, you can't change focal length. It's pretty wide. I know you can choose the linear mode, which is a little bit more straight, but you lose quality then. And then the audio quality is just terrible.
Horrible.
So, I mean, you're gonna want microphones for each of these cameras, but this is hard to get a microphone for. There's a lot of loops. It's just not worth it. So I would say knock this out.
What's your impression of the iPhone 7 Plus with the moment lens?
I like it.
I think if you're just starting out and you don't know what to do, you already maybe are an iPhone user, I would probably upgrade my iPhone, get a lens for it. The Moment lens just has a way of making everything like more better, just more better.
Well, and it's wide angle, so like you can vlog with it, and you're not cropping into just your chin and your forehead when you're holding it like this. It's durable. Make sure you go get the Moment lens. Sponsor this.
We literally walked back here and picked all this stuff off the street. Well, that was annoying. We had the first set of shots, and then...
And it's like, it's useful. It's your phone, you know? You're going to use it for texting. You're going to use it for surfing the web. You're going to use it for social media. So it's like an all-in-one. It's like spending money on a Canon 70D, but a Canon 70D that can text and do all the other stuff too. So
that's why I have this. This is still my primary method and use for vlogging. I'm about to fly to New York. I'm bringing this, my gimbal, for this.
Way more compact.
Way more compact, way easier to travel with. I was very disappointed with the 7D Mark II. I've had this camera for a couple years. It's the highest retailing camera, right, out of everything that we've discovered.
Oh, retailing.
Yeah, like it retails for $1,500.
Yes.
And it's not super great in low light. The video is not super great. It's a good camera, but I think what I discovered is this is more of a photo camera. I bought it with the hope of doing music videos on it. And doing this whole process, I've came to the conclusion that I'm going to sell this. I'm going to put this on Craigslist. If you want it, hit me up. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get like a stack for it. I'm going to throw this on Craigslist. I'm going to sell it. I'm going to get rid of it. And I'm going to go all in, save up a little bit of extra money, buy the 6D Mark II, which is a full frame camera, and just go that way. That has a flip out screen, so I have two cameras with flip out screens. I'm really happy with my 70D. I've had some work done on it by Canon. They've been super helpful.
Yeah.
So I was disappointed by that, man.
I feel like if you're looking for all around good cameras, GoPro and the 7D Mark II are just out. Unless you already have a 7D Mark II sitting around, then
or if you're a photographer and you want to do dope photography.
Oh yeah. So, but unless you already have it sitting around and you need an all-around good camera, then you can use this. But like, if you're looking to buy, I would not. Like, there's just cheaper options that are better.
It's a fact.
So Sony, I do have to say, I'm on the market to get a Canon 5D Mark IV.
Yeah, why are you're so Sony, you know the ins and outs of Sony as a filmmaker, the guts, but you've been talking about this Canon 5D Mark IV. What is it so enticing to you about Canon? Because a lot of people don't know the difference between some of these things, and they look at Sony, they look at the bells and whistles, and they're like, it could do 4K, it could do 120 frames, super cool slow motion, but why do you want to go and get a 5D Mark IV?
Yes. Well, first thing I want to address is that, like, I'm just like a gear addict, which isn't good. Like, you have to like be able to monitor that side of you, where it's like you don't always need new gear. I don't need a new camera. Let me get that on the table first. But
you want a new camera.
I want a new camera, and so let me say that the Canon color science, which is just all around known, the color science of a Canon camera is the best. So like how they interpret skin tones. And just really any colors you're gonna need straight out of the camera is gonna be the best. With the Sony, they're a little washed out, and it's kind of harder to fix. On paper, this has all the specs, so I would never sell this camera. I would just save up for a 5D Mark IV. So my thing is, the 5D Mark IV is like $4,000. You can get it for like $3,000 used. So definitely not in the market for it, not even on the budget for it, but I do respect even a Canon 70D, that's a $700 camera. I do respect the Canon colors. My last two videos on my YouTube channel I shot on this camera right here, just because I love the autofocus and everything you can get out of it. So I do respect the Canon colors. Sony isn't quite doing it for me as like a gear addict and super nitpicky, but it gets the job done for sure, and all the music videos you see on King's Dream are shot with this, by me.
So in the comment section below, we want to hear from you guys. What are you shooting with? What did you guys think of the footage? Are you saving up for a camera? Even if you don't have the camera, are you just using your phone right now while you're saving? Leave that in the comment section below. Make sure you guys check out Zach Sparazzo's page, The Freelance Filmmaker. It's super dope. He has some very cool vlogs on there. I pop up on the page pretty frequently, some review stuff. Check that out. Make sure you subscribe there. If you're not subscribed here, you might as well. You keep coming back and looking at the videos.
Do it.
And let me know what y'all think about this hat, though.
am so incognito. Far away from him, incognito. Came in one way, incognito. Not leaving the same. On, down with the top down. Waiting for the countdown. All grace, no wishes. No loans, no interest. Feels good. Tony.
Stop, running late here unannounced. Nothing worse than a game with no crown. And I don't fit in and pretend that you blend like a front out of town. God stepped in and settled the accounts. Now you don't know what to do with the pounds. Take a view of the house, make it true till it's ours. I'm producing amounts. It's a nuisance, the house.
I am so
Ouch.